everybody, and welcome to Innocentious Plays Aurora 4X. In the last episode, we finally made a big step for humanity. We colonized the moon. About 3.9 million people, almost 4 million people are living at the moon at the moment. And of those people, the main job is working in the mines, providing that oh so important uranium for Earth, and also some other minerals that are available on the moon. But soon the moon will grow to a population of 25 million maybe, and they will demand some extra rights, and that's probably what we're going to keep us busy with in this episode. We have heard all of the stories, of course, about aliens visiting Earth, but we've never really believed in any of it. But now that we have finally colonized another planet, maybe there is something to it. Maybe we do need to be at least a little afraid of what might be out there. And so I think it's wise for us, and the Council agrees, that we should start thinking about planetary defense, system defense. Our current research is into mining production, and we're gonna let that finish, of course. But we also want to focus the next research towards planetary defense. The debate is still going on what kind of defense we should have, but I think we'll be able to find something. So let me tone down the music a little bit because it's a little bit loud. Alright. So, what are we going to do? Well, first, we are still building a lot of mines on Earth, New Earth, and we're still running into a supply problem with the uranium. We're gonna make this go out first. And besides defense, there are more things that I want to do. So we have this beautiful new colony, Luna. And if we look at the body info, it has a gravity of 0.17, and that's really important. It has no atmospheric pressure at all. And I think it is wise, for the benefit of the population there, to make it habitable without spacesuits, without domes. Just walk around in a fresh lunar garden. Yes, we're going to terraform the moon. So this is the terraforming screen. And right now we have no terraforming installations, which produce no atmosphere, and I don't put any gases into it. And what we want to do is create an Earth-like atmosphere in Luna. Right now, the planetary sustainability or colony cost is 2. That means we need more people in agriculture. For every point in this, we need 5% of the population working in agriculture. It means less need of infrastructure, and therefore better population growth. We can put our infrastructure on another planet, colonize it, maybe Mars. And I think in general our population would be really happy with that. So that's our second goal. Our first is planetary defense or system-wide defense, and a second goal will be terraforming the moon. So let's get to it. So first I want to finish the mines production. And after the mines are done, we can go build some terraforming installations. And our research for terraforming itself, we don't really need research. We now have a terraforming rate of 0.0010 atmosphere per year per terraforming installation. We can improve it by 20%, but I'm not sure if we really should. The terraforming module you see here is a ship module, and we're not going to build any terraforming ships. We're going to do it with installations that we ship over to the moon, and when the moon is done, to the next planet, and so on and so on. So Terraforming will be a slow process because it will take a lot of time to actually get uh, an atmosphere into Luna. It will take a lot of time to get the oxygen needed in there. So it's all a long-term project, but it's something we are going to do, and I think that's important. Alright, so let's first keep on going. Did we have any ships in production? I believe we did. Yes, we have another freighter, a Lexington class freighter, and the shipyards have no activity at the moment. That's fine. We need to save our minerals as much as we can actually. So let's zoom out a bit, look at this beautiful solar system of ours, and increment with 30 days. And see what happens. A mineral shortage, yes. We are so aware of this problem. But hopefully with the new mines that we are constructing, things will get better. Two things. The Lexington class freighter has been built on Earth and assigned to the shipyard TG. So that was something I could maybe have done better, but this will work as well. I will show you in a moment. Is there a problem with the music? No, it just gives me a message every time I switch to an extract. Very well. What we're going to do is detach this from the shipyard TG, and it becomes its own task group. Then we're going to go in another task group, and we see the freighter TG, and we want him to join that task group. That way he can help with the mission that the task group at the moment has, which is still loading mines and unloading mines. We could have done it a little bit better by going to the shipyard if we build a freighter, and then we can specify a task group here, and we can literally put it in the freighter task group immediately. Small difference. So we have an annual production of 2000 uranium, which is still not enough. And we are producing it, well, it's not that slow. Slow, but not that slow. The second thing that we saw, summary, there is a worker shortage on the moon. We have more mines at the moment than workers. Luckily only 30 mines will be coming there, and that will be fine. The second thing is the political stability modifier is going down. Why is the modifier going down? Our growth rate is also super low. Well, it's really easy. We can support 5.42 million people on the moon. 5.83 million people are living on the moon. That's a problem. So more people are living there than we can actually sustain. So we have overpopulation. It's not really much we can do right now about it, except for shipping more infrastructure, which probably our own freighter company will go and do. The freighters here now load trade goods at New Earth, which probably is something like infrastructure, and unload it at Luna. So we don't even have to build any more infrastructure. Our private company will take care of that. And look at this private company. It has almost no wealth, but has quite a lot of ships. Good ships. Ships that actually help us out a lot. A lot of colony ships that are becoming less useful right now, but we still want more colonists at the moon. Alright. So let's keep on going, I guess. I want to keep a tab on the industry for a bit, just to see how much we actually go forward. The Lexington 2 has completed its orders. Good for you. And as there is no longer any cause for unrest on Luna, the unrest level is starting to fall. Unrest decreased. You can see already the unrest is 0. there's a big shortage now because did we go for 200 mines on Luna? Maybe we did. I thought we went for 100. It has been like a day since I last recorded, so let's check the task group, the freighter task group. It's becoming shorter. Maybe 150. We'll leave them to it. The freighters are now done with their order. Let's go back to the moon. So we need 3.2 million people extra working in the mines of the moon, and they will get there. Especially when we start terraforming, the population will be able to skyrocket massively. And we are now having an annual production of 609 uranium per year, which is a nice extra above our 1511 we have on Earth. Okay, so I'm not sure if we want to ship anything more to the moon in the form of mines. I'm pretty sure we don't actually, because there's already a shortage. So do we want to build terraforming installations right now? Mines are a lot cheaper, and yeah, I think it will be fine right now. What minerals are we actually producing besides radium? Iridium and Mercasium. I think Mercasium was used for research labs. Yes. It would also be really nice to have some more research labs, but all in due time. Alright, so yeah, let's keep on going for now. We want more mines on Earth. The big officer shuffle happened again. And we can slowly see the population probably growing on Luna. It's going through a bit of overcrowding at the moment. It's still overcrowded. Come on, shipping lines, do your work. I want more infrastructure on the moon. Are you producing anything yourself? Yes. You're producing 14 pieces of infrastructure per year, and you have a really big shortfall. The Earth is producing 1611.4 per year and has surplus. So that means he will ship it from Earth to Luna and everybody will be happy and I will be getting money for that. We need more mines. And we jump to 7.09 million people on the moon, which means upping our mining production. We still are short by a lot of people, but it's fine. Alright, keep on going. And we are overcrowded at the moon again. So this is the shuffle that happens all the time. We get overcrowdedness, new infrastructure comes, they're not overcrowded anymore, jump in population, overcrowded, and that will keep on going for at least a while. But that's fine, we're not really in that much need of quick population growth on the moon. And we're just advancing time a bit. Because we need more mining capacity. And that's what we're building. And when was our research done actually? It should be soon as well. Yes, 11th of September. So let's go in 5-day increments now. And one more. And there you have it. Our mining production is now 12 tons instead of 10 per mine. That's quite nice. So we talked about this and we want to focus upon defense. Yes, thank you. So the defense is going to be consisting of what? There are a couple of things we can try to do. And the thing that I'm most keen on trying now is the following. We're gonna design a planetary defense center. And the planetary defense center is not going to hold weapons itself. No. That defense center will be mainly hangar bases. It's gonna be hangar bases in which we will put really small fighters. Those fighters will be our defense. Now there are different kind of fighters we can build. We can build laser fighters, beam fighters, missile fighters. But I'm going to go with gauss fighters. I'm going to use gauss cannons on them. So you have two technologies for that are relevant for the gauss cannon. And of course we need to have many of these things for our fighters itself. So the first thing that I'm going to do is research boat bay. It allows a fighter ship of up to 250 tons to dock with the mothership. Let's research that. Should be done quite quickly. Alright. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I will build everything, but there are a couple of technologies that we need to actually get that party started. And it will be a little bit, but we have enough time. The moon only is 8.32 million people, and I believe at 25 million people they start to complain about safety. And I think one more. No. 29th. That's close enough. And now one more. Yes. So now we have boat base. And with boat base we'll be able to store 250 tons worth of fighter. It's not that much. I want a hangar deck. It allows fighters or ships of up to 1000 tons to dock with the mothership. Sounds a lot better. But it's gonna take a little bit longer to research, unfortunately. Well, that's fine. We still have time, like we said before. So let's finish all the mines. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but we don't get any complaints anymore about a resources shortage. We are actually building a stockpile. This is great news for me, because it means we can go back to other turns. Officer update, minerals located. And the mines have been finished. And we finally have a defensive system scientist. Really, really nice. That really helps us a lot. So we finished our mines and we're mining away quite happily on both the moon and on Earth. 3000 uranium per year. That's a lot more than we did before. So are you complaining about a worker shortage? No. You have enough workers. Okay, so what we're going to do now is build terraforming installations. And I'm gonna build a lot of it. Oh, not on the moon, on Earth. So we're gonna build 100 terraforming installations. Create. It will take a long time before they are all finished. But we can start shipping them as soon as a couple are finished. And that means we can start the process of terraforming the moon. There are other things that we also really like to build. For example, research labs. And maybe we should. We have a lot of available workers. So let's split up this capacity. So instead of putting 100% on our terraforming installations, maybe we should just make it 60%. That leaves us with another 40% to go with. 20% will go to some construction factories. And we're gonna queue up 1000. And then 20% will go to our research labs, and we're gonna queue up 100 of those. This will mean we will really slowly build some terraforming installations, really slowly build some construction factories, really slowly build some research labs. But it will keep on increasing because we get more factories, and our research labs will be done, and every time one is done we can assign it, so I think that would be fine. Let's see how much we do in 30 days. In 30 days we finish about one construction factory, half of a terraforming installation, and almost nothing of a research lab. That's fine. Maybe we should stop research labs then. It's really inefficient. Yeah, maybe let's. And put it into our construction. That means we would finish about 2 per day, per 30 days. So the next thing that will be done is that. Let's go with 30-day increments. When our research will be done, we will start sending the first terraforming modules to the moon. Ah! A civilian mining colony has been established on Venus. So let's see, is Venus a good planet for us? We go to our solar system and we look for Venus. Yes, Venus is really interesting to us. It has 23 million tons, almost 24 of uranium. A lot of titanium, but at a capacity we can't really get it. And some gallicite at a low capacity as well. Yeah, just for the uranium, that's super interesting already. I can imagine you put a mining colony over there. Can we colonize Venus actually? Probably not. Yeah, colony cost 25. So we kind of have to terraform it before we actually put people on there, I guess. Venus. How much gravity do you have? Yeah, your gravity is good. There's a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that we have to get out. Because the temperature is probably way too high. Let's see. Venus. Environment. Yeah, the surface temperature is 462 degrees Celsius or 735 Kelvin. That's a lot. We need to get that down. We need to get the atmospheric pressure down. Yeah. It's gonna be a really, really difficult planet to put a colony on. So I'm happy with that civilian mining base at the moment. But we're waiting for our research to be done. Almost there. Ah, they launched a new ship. And let's go one more 30 days. And now we have completed our hangar deck research. Good. So we can see we have almost finished 10 of the terraforming installations, almost 9. We have done quite some construction labs and going up. Alright. Now let's go back to our freighter task group. You're gonna go from Earth and you're gonna load, where are you? Terraforming installation components. Yeah, I guess that would be it. Load terraforming installation components on Earth. Go to the moon. Unload terraforming installation components. Go back to Earth and refuel. And you're gonna cycle those moves as much as you can. They will probably be faster in transporting the terraforming modules than I am at constructing them at the moment, but that's fine. Now, did we actually put a governor of the moon in place? No, that's scientists, civilian administration. No, we didn't. We really should put a governor in place. Preferably somebody who has both terraforming bonus and a mining bonus. So let's start with the bottom. Terraforming bonus of 20, mining bonus of 25. This guy is what we're looking for pretty much. But maybe there's somebody better. Mining bonus 10, terraforming bonus 10, population growth bonus. Yeah. Population growth bonus is not that interesting right now. Terraforming bonus of 25, but no mining bonus. Yeah. Cortes Lubert, you're exactly what we are looking for. Congratulations, you became the governor of Luna. And the governor of Venus we can put in as well. It's a civilian mining colony, so let's go for the guy who had a good mining bonus. Oh no, that was a terraforming bonus. Then I saw somebody with 10% mining bonus. Good enough. Governor of Venus. Have fun at that. Well, I want to say hellhole, but I'm not sure if it's that good. So let's go with a 5-day increment. Oh, right, we finished the research. We need to put a new research in. So what do we have now? We have the hangar bay, which is really important. And now what I want is some tiny fuel storage, because our fighters will not require so much fuel, and we will therefore use a tiny fuel storage instead of a small. It would save us quite a lot of tonnage. Alright, close. And can we now see that the moon has some terraforming installations? It does. Oh, the annual production is 0.0012. I thought it was only if you did that with the technology. Or maybe we're having more than just one already on the planet itself. Can we see? Yes, there are 1.2 installations present. Very well. So, what are we going to do? We are going to pump in some, let's say, oxygen. No, not hydrogen sulfide. Oxygen. Add to atmosphere. And we're gonna make it a 0.1 amount in the atmosphere. It's not that much. We don't need that much. We just need a little bit of oxygen that we can breathe. Temperature on the moon is really low, so later on we will also put in some safe greenhouse gases, so we can increase temperature, but that's for later. Let's go with 5-day increments, and now we have a 100% oxygen atmosphere, which is really small, but we now have 2 terraforming installations, a little bit more. So let's go with a 30-day increments. And we can see the atmosphere is increasing and the temperature is dropping, because having that oxygen atmosphere is already good enough for some surface temperature drop, or actually increase. And slowly it's going to increase more. Great, so now we are literally terraforming the moon. And at the moment I saw an order already that he's done with replacing the terraforming modules. And yeah, there's only one installation right now, because we're really slowly building the terraforming installations. The ships are way faster, so we're gonna wait a bit until some more are finished. Then you can see the date of when they are finished is dropping all the time as well. And more people are joining our establishment. So let's go with some 30-day increments on automatic. Because we need some research that need to be done. We can let the moon terraform on its own. And we get some terraforming modules. So the fuel storage is now done. Good, that's one part of what we need for our technology. But there is more that we would like. And especially in defensive systems, I would like some high density uranium armor. I know we have a defensive systems guy right now, Nelly Barbeck, and this will just literally save us some space, because we need less space for the hull size, the armor itself. Now, how are we looking with the production of terraforming installations? We have 9, that's good enough. Let's send them to do that job again. Terraforming components, move to the moon, unload terraforming components, move to Earth, and refuel. And we're gonna cycle this. Alright. How is the moon looking? How much atmosphere is there? Not that much, but it's something. People have to be careful though. A pure oxygen atmosphere is not the safest one. They're already done with loading all the terraforming facilities? Yeah, apparently they did. They're fast. A pure oxygen atmosphere can be very, very flammable. So they have to be a bit careful right now. But since everybody is still living inside the domes, I don't think that will be a problem. The big officer shuffle happened again. It's nice to have that every 2 years. And we have finished our duranium armor. Cool. So what else do we need? We have some tiny fuel storage. We have some armor. That is better for our fighters. You can go even lower armor, but 5,000 research points with only 5 labs, it's gonna take too long. So we need, of course, the weapons. We need the weapon systems themselves to actually get it. So we want at least 1 level in both of these gas cannon techs, because we were going for a gas cannon. And when will you be done? And a little bit more than half a year. So let's go for that, and then we will ship some more terraforming installations to the moon. April, May, June, July. It's done. Then there was another tech as well. The rate of fire. Let's research that as well. And let's ship some more terraforming installations. Load terraforming component. Move to the moon. Unload the terraforming components. Back to Earth. And oh no, yeah, refuel. We don't need to resupply. Refuel. Oh, on Earth, please. Thank you. Cycle the moves. Now the moon is over 25 million population, but it's still not requesting any protection level. I'm not sure on which level it then starts to happen. Luckily we have enough people working in the mines that we can actually man the terraformers as well. And the terraformers were more than halfway done with our oxygen production already, with only 19 terraforming installations. It goes quite quickly. We have gone by in this episode for about 2, maybe 3, 4 years. So things go quickly, but they've launched a new freighter. We're now at 27 terraforming installations. We'll do 0.03 atmospheres per year. So almost 1 year is left of terraforming before the oxygen is actually already done. It goes quickly. And the terraforming components are failing to load again, which means they're out of it on Earth. And we just wait till our research is done, and the research is done. So now we have also the gas cannon, and the more you research you do in it, the better the gas cannons will get, but not necessarily needed right now. Now there is one more thing that we actually need before we can start and build our fighters and our hangar bay on the surface. and that is something important, and it's sensors. They need active sensors, otherwise they will not know where the enemy is, and if you don't know where an enemy is, it's really difficult to fire on them, especially with gas cannons because they're really short range. So we need to research some active graph sensors. And the first batch of them that we will be producing is probably not that good, but later on, later on they will get better. Addition to oxygen to the atmosphere of Luna has been halted as specified conditions have been met. Let's go to Luna. Let's go to environment. And you can see we have about a 0.1 atmosphere in oxygen. Now we're gonna add greenhouse gases, and let's put it at 0.8 and save that. And let's take one 30-day increment, and the greenhouse gases are being added to the atmosphere, which is dropping the oxygen percentage amount in the atmosphere, which is good because more than 30% oxygen is lethal to our transhumans. And we have some inactive research labs. But the most important thing is the surface temperature is rising rapidly. Right now we have planetary sustainability of 2, but once this gets high enough, the sustainability will drop and it will get close to 0, and eventually will get to 0 because this is a planet or moon that we can actually terraform completely. Okay, so our sensors are done. No, oh, he died. That's unfortunate. Did he? Has developed a serious medical problem that forced him to retire. Well, may you rest in peace, because he will probably be soon dead then. So we're gonna put King Philby on the sensor project, and you will be done in the 23rd of November. So that's just a couple of months away. So now the sensors are done as well. They're not good sensors. We can up the sensor quality a bit more, but that's not necessary right now. I think it's time to design some sensors. First sensors, then other things. Good. So, sensors are difficult. They have, well, the way I design them, they have a speciality on what they are good for. So you have sensors that can detect missiles, so you can shoot the missiles out of the sky before they explode in your face. You have sensors that are good for detecting fighters, like the ones we're going to be using. And you have long-range sensors that detect anything that's really big, but far away as well. Okay, so first we're gonna do the long-range sensor. We're gonna use the maximum strength we have, and that's gonna be a problem right now because this will reduce how far we can use our sensors a lot. So they're not really long range, but they're going to be the best we have. There's nothing we can do with our sensitivity, and our total sensor size for the long range will be 6. And for the minimum resolution, we're gonna use 150 hull sizes. This will mean that we get really far, and yeah. Oh, the music has stopped again. Let's put it on. And we're gonna use these as search sensors. We don't have any electronic hardening at all, so we're gonna build this sensor first. And we have to research that sensor. So create, and it will be a research project right here. Alright. Now we want also someone that can detect some fighters. And therefore we're going to drop the size dramatically. We're going to go for a size 2 sensor. And the minimum resolution is going to drop even more rapidly. Only 10. And you can see here over here how good they are at detecting a 250-ton object, and can almost go for 1,000,000 kilometers. Kind of good enough. It's the best we have. And we should actually rename these things. So I'm gonna make this the fighter sensor. Create. Oh wait, we need to design one more. I want to have a missile defense sensor as well. And we're gonna keep the sensor size at 2. We're gonna drop the resolution to the lowest, 1. Now 1 is quite large for a missile, but we can detect the lowest size missile that you can detect is a 6 range missile. If you have a missile of a size of 4, it will still count for sensors as a size 6 missile. So it says here size 6 missile or smaller. We can detect that from about 100,000 kilometers away. It could be better, but it's good enough. And we're gonna call this missile sensor. Create. Alright, now we have 3 sensor projects that we need to finish before we can actually build those. So let's get this going. Yes. And it will take quite a while because 600 research points for that sensor. It's quite long. 2 more ticks. And then a 5-day. Cool. So the long range sensors are now done. We need more. We need the missile sensor. It's only 200 research points this time, so a little bit shorter. On the 28th of May. One more. There it is. And the fighter sensor is also a lot easier to construct. Research. And do some 5-day increments. 25, 0, and done. Now our sensors are done, let's start designing our planetary defense system. Or planetary fighter base. And it's gonna be a planetary defense system as a type, which means you will remove some things, and that's fine, that's good. Now, what we want to put on it is the hangar decks. And I'm gonna put a total of 10 hangar decks. If we're gonna design 500-ton fighters, that means we can store about 20 of them. Deployment time we always put 120 months. Put each of our sensors in there. And it has an armor of 5 out of 48. Even though our armor rating is only 1. The Planetary Defense Center automatically gets extra layers of armor you don't have to buy over here. I'm not sure if it adds the weight for that as well, but it works. Cool. So, do we need anything else on this thing? I don't think so. I think this is fine for our first planetary defense system. Good. We also want to design a fighter. But to design the fighter, we need to design some other tech first. So let's design that. We want a gas cannon. A really shitty gas cannon, but it's a gas cannon. Its maximum range at the moment will only be 10,000 kilometers. It's really shitty. And it will only fire one shot every 5 seconds. It's really shitty. But it's gonna be good enough for now. So we're gonna create this gas cannon, which will open up a research project. And it's over here. And we'll be done researching real quick. Fortunately not in 1 month, but 1 month and 5 days. Alright. Besides the gas cannon, we need some beam fire control, but we're missing some technology for that because we need a distance rating. Luckily our gas cannons don't fire so far, so we don't need that so much. We need this technology, the beam fire control range. Let's quickly research that as well. And when that is done, I believe it's one of the last stacks that we needed. It's 1 more month, and that's done. So we can design the beam fire control, and because we are not so good, there are not many things we can put over here. So we don't want a larger fire control for more range. We don't want to reduce its size to make it slower in tracking or increase its size for higher tracking. It's gonna be a ship-based system, and it's gonna be for fighters only, which will increase its tracking speed by a lot already. But also, but also make him only for fighters. It's created fighter fire control. We need to research that as well. Fire control fighters. Missy Killer, I think you're new. Can you do it in 5 days? Yes, you can. Right. And now we can start designing a fighter. Yep. Okay. Since we're designing a fighter, we don't need a bridge. We need an engineering space. We definitely don't need fuel storage that big. We want a tiny fuel storage. So what kind of engines do we have over here? No engines? That's a shame. We need to design engines. Or am I overlooking? I think we did use some engines already. I can't see them. Alright. So we're going first, let's add everything in. Everything that we have. We have a gas cannon, which is really heavy. We have a fire control. And that's pretty much about it of what we need. So let's add an engine. It's gonna be a nuclear pulse engine. Alright, we're gonna make him engine power. Yeah, we want to have him quite fast. We don't want him that heavy though. Let's make him about a size 2. So it's only 100 tons. If we add that over here, we will get more or less towards our 500 ton ship. And let's create this research project. Go to power and propulsion, research this engine. Go with a couple of 5-day increments. And go now and add it to our design. Engine. Oh, there was an engine, but it's way too big anyway. And we come to an exactly even 500 tons of fighter. It can only be powering for 14 days, but has a range of 2 billion kilometers. More than enough. So this is gonna be our fighter. And it has a PPV of 6. Well, what does PPV mean? Planetary protection value. The value of this class in placating colonists concerned about military protection. Yeah, that's pretty good. So this is not a good fighter. I would definitely not go around the galaxy and fight people with this fighter. This is just a really simple shoot missiles out of the sky fighter. And its deployment time can actually be decreased, which will give us a little bit more space in tonnage, I believe. Yes, we will actually drop a little bit of tonnage. Because fighters will have to come back to the hangar bay anyway. This is a really shitty fighter, but it's the best we have right now, and it provides some planetary protection value. It's gonna lock in this design. And we're gonna go to our planetary defensive base, and we can see ordnance and fighters. It doesn't have any ordnance, but it has some fighters, and we can add the Enterprise as the preferred strike group. We can have 20 of them in there and have a little bit of capacity left, but that's just because our fighters are a little bit smaller than the 500 size that I planned on in the beginning. Alright. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Before we end, let's check on the moon. It's getting better. Temperature is going up. But now I have to end this episode because it's been going on a lot longer than I anticipated. It happens when you're busy. Thank you guys for watching, and I really hope to see you next episode where we will start building the fighters and our planetary defense base. Bye bye.